It was my uncle who used to be a cop in Hong Kong. He was patrolling the street on his own and received a smell complaint call from an apartment building nearby. So, he reached the location and met the person who made the complaint and found out where the smell was coming from. He rang the doorbell. A little girl opened the door. As soon as the door was opened, he knew someone had passed. The little girl is about 5 to 6 years old. My uncle was informed that there were only the little girl and her grandma living in the apartment. They were immigrants from China. My uncle walked into the apartment and noticed that there was a freshly made meal. He went to the room where the smell was coming from and found a woman's body. My uncle was puzzled by the freshly made meal because the little girl was not tall enough to reach the stove and the countertop, and it also puzzled him that a little girl could cook. Chinese food is pretty complex in their recipes. When my uncle asked the little girl who made this, she said it was her mother. Later, he found out that the little girl's mother passed from a stroke about a week ago. I was in a junior police academy and one of the cops told us about a call they got a while back. And this is true, no joke. I'll tell it like a story with the details I know. A wife and husband had just recently got married and everything was all fine and dandy. They were just working towards the American dream house with wide picket fence, 3 cars, 2.5 kids. You know how it is. Anyway, the husband and wife wake up one day and go about their usual routine. The husband kisses his wife goodbye and heads off for work. Nothing strange, except the wife notices the husband left his glasses, which she knew he really needed for his work. So she tries calling him. He doesn't pick up. She figures, what the heck, I'm not doing anything today. So she decides to drop off his glasses to him. His work wasn't that far anyways. So she gets in the car and heads off to her hubby's work. But as she's driving, she sees a car pulled off on a dirt road and recognizes it as her husband's car. So she pulls off the main road and down the dirt a bit to see if she sees her husband. Sure enough, she sees him standing off to the side of the road a bit. She gets out of her car and calls out his name. He turns his head to look at her, lights a match, and instantly catches fire. The cops showed us a picture of his body ablaze in a fetal position, all charred. They never found out why he did it. My mother was a detective who told me this one. An elderly man who hasn't seen his daughter in a year was reading the newspaper, and in one of the pictures, he sees his daughter in the street. He hires a private investigator who finds her. They talk and she recognizes him, and the DNA matched out. Here is the clincher, though the reason he hasn't seen his daughter in a year is because she passed from leukemia. They dig up the corpse and discover it's a man who had a heart attack and not his daughter. They respect some medical records, and the girl in the photo has no recollection of a week before being diagnosed, but remembered for some reason she wasn't allowed to contact the family. They never found the girl's body, knew who the man was, found out where the girl had been, and the hospital has no records of the doctor who treated the girl. I worked for a university police department. One night, we had a call about some kids dicking around in one of the old shut down dorms. They were trying to renovate. Me and my buddy get there and search the building. It was just 3 stories. So it didn't take us long to find these kids trying to have what I guess you could call a ghost hunt. They were on the 3rd floor of the building, in an old dorm with cameras and stuff. So I asked what they're doing, and they said there was a story about a girl who met her demise in the dorms, and they wanted to record her voice on tape. Neither my buddy nor I believe in ghosts, so we just laughed at them. I started calling in their information while my buddy was walking around the hall outside. Suddenly, we hear this blood-curdling scream coming from down the hall. My buddy goes check it out, and I ask the kids if they had another friend. They told me no. I call for my buddy on the radio, and he doesn't answer. So I grab the kids and we go down the stairs opposite of where my buddy had gone, and I get them outside. I tried calling my buddy again once I got the kids outside, and he didn't answer, so I went look for him. Kept all the kids' IDs in case they booked it. I found him on the 1st floor shining his flashlight down into the basement. When I walked on him, he just looked at me and said, "I heard footsteps down there." I told him we should go search it together. He told me no, and that he had just been down there and there was no one. We got outside and called for backup because my radio didn't work in the building, and got a couple more guys to search the building and didn't find anything. Still creeps me out to think about it.